Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be showcasing up some God of War Ragnarok gameplay that is now actually finally coming out over here. A little bit more on the exclusive side. I'm having a chance to showcase a lot more of the combat, a lot more of the actual internal games, the environments, and all that stuff all put together. Now, as you guys know, this game is getting pretty hyped on up, so now some folks and some various companies such as Game Informer and now have a chance to showcase up some pretty cool gameplay as well. So we're going to show you guys this right now, and if you guys do want to see more God of War stuff, make sure you guys are subscribed. We do have a PS5 giveaway going out here too as well on the channel. Leave a like and give me your thoughts and comments down below in the game. So I'm going to start off over here very quickly for the Game Informer side. We're going to do a little bit of talk over here as I make my webcam a little bit smaller, and let's go give you guys some good rundown and talk. So first and foremost, is going to start over here. I'm going to do like little skips through it if you guys just want to see. Maybe I'll do one full playthrough really quickly as we go through it, and we'll go and talk a little bit more stuff in depth. But this is the early, or like basically early access God of War Ragnarok combat going on in here. So I'll let it play through out first. We'll do a little bit more, I guess, explanation as time goes on with it. But this, to me, is looking beautiful. Beautiful. So this is just more on talking about the actual combat itself of going on with the game. As you guys know, there's going to be shields, swords, and a lot of the OG kind of classic stuff from the God of War gameplay, especially if you guys played the previous 2018 version. And from everything I've had a chance to see so far from this game, number one, it looks phenomenal. Environment-wise, as you guys can see with the gameplay going on in the background, phenomenal. When it comes to UI, a lot of the combat UI is very similar, and also, in all honesty, a little bit of the animations as well are also somewhat similar too as well when it comes to the game itself. Especially as I mentioned, if you guys have played the previous God of War. But when it comes to all this, it's looking and feeling pretty spicy. So this is kind of, I guess, just like the exclusive first looks of it. This came out only a few hours ago when it came to general God of War gameplay. So this is actually all as of literally today. So as you guys can go and see too, his lovely son over here is also still using the same type of like environmental abilities too as well. We're able to go and shoot random things with arrows, and that'll probably be also anticipated with different types of like, you know, like little progression senses, puzzle senses, or even as you guys can see, movements too as well, as they've had it for previous games. One kind of big thing too as well is actually having a chance now to utilize some of the really cool weaponry. So if you guys remember back in God of War, it was a very big hammer focused type game, and at least from the early gameplay they're showing over here too, we have a few more effects, a little bit more on the ice side, as you guys are seeing, like, you know, frosting. There's that shield charge right there to essentially send them flying, and we're seeing a little bit more just overall gameplay just utilized over here. Mainly too with like a little bit more of a grappling hook type flow on top of this, and as well the shield definitely does seem like a very nice addition going on for the game itself. There's another little bit and piece of the targeting system, as you guys have probably seen, and it also kind of seems like we're also seeing just a little bit more of a proper charge up, different types of shields too as well, in case you guys have missed that. So we have some more, I guess it looks like more aggressive shields too, so you have an offensive and then defensive shield too as well, and just everything in the game does seem a little bit more fluid and a little bit more better. So all this exclusive stuff that we had a chance to see from Game Informer that they're showcasing here is very neat and very cool. There's also been a few other various trailers too as well that have been slowly being released on out, so it seems like maybe an NDA or an embargo may or may not have actually the chance to be fully broken on into, which is very nice to see. So it looks like at least some gameplays that will be showcased and talked about, especially as they've gone through different types of articles as well. So this is kind of cool because we've actually have the early initial stage of the game, and everything we've seen so far, as we're kind of talking about it, does look good. If you guys want to give your first early impressions, feel free to. As we keep on going on throughout all this stuff, feel free to. I don't think you guys don't mind me just kind of replaying through it out here for the gameplay itself. But it does seem like animations look good. You guys are looking through the character models and their attacks on you. I think it looks good. If you guys are looking through the ice particle effects, I think it looks good. If you guys look through the actual environment ongoing throughout the map itself, you know, with like the wood, the deterioration of the wood, the textures inside of this, the bottles, the characters, the models, and everything they have a chance to show with this, it does look pretty nice. Like, also look at the ice effects too as well, the jump down particles, like everything with this looks very nice to go and see. It's very pleasing to the eyes itself. I still think this is probably one of the more seamless things with it. From my remembering, I don't think I remember that from proper, like, previous God of Wars. as well, which I think is kind of very nice to see. The big thing still is on the shield effects too, as we keep on trying to showcase up on that one, and it does look like the shields themselves are also slightly different too as well. We've had a few articles too that have had a chance to kind of highlight this too, kind of tied in with that as well, where basically has a chance for them to go and still see, the actual axe itself, the Blades of Chaos, and Artorias' bow and arrow do as well. Very nice to go and see, and they're also activated by holding or mashing the triangle button during combat, infusing Kratos' weapons with ice or fire depending on your currently equipped weapon. So it also kind of, I think, ties into then with also the shields and other various things too as well. So the axe can become imbued with Frost or Wiken, and with the Blade of Chaos gets Whiplash, so doing extra damage by either freezing or then incinerating folks too as well, which I do think adds a nice brand new feature with it. So let's be a little bit of the revamp too, as well as I mentioned with the shield, with Game Informer offering details below on the new Dauntless and Stonewall shields. So the former gives access to a devastating smash move that can toss and stun enemies when a player parries an attack at the last possible moment. The Stonewall shield, meanwhile, is too heavy for parrying, but steady builds and charge each time it's struck by an enemy, and this can be unleashed a powerful pulse, able to knock back foes on their feet. The trade-off, though, is that Kratos becomes more susceptible to blocking basically breaking attacks, the more charges that's been stored. All this, lead combat designer Mythier Sheath tells Game Informer is part of a push to find new toys and ways of playing with enemies and strategies in the sequel. So they're definitely going to be trying their best to hype up more various things too as well, tied on in when it comes to the game and gameplay itself, but it does look like all the early gameplay is pretty good. We also had a chance to go and see some other little various highlights too as well, as we've had a chance to see this too. Seen over here from Jor Raptors, kind of showcasing up some of the older gameplay and some of the stuff we've had a chance to mention. But they've also highlighted a few other various things too. I just want to give credit because we're kind of going through some of this. They were seeing some different things like Beastry entries too as well inside the UI that kind of showed up on this nice various thing, which also kind of lets people get a little bit more into the lore of the game itself, which I thought was actually kind of a cool find and a cool highlight here in general, and I do think a lot of the stuff that's being showcased in the God of War itself is pretty neat and pretty cool, especially as we've had a chance to see and showcase up a lot of these other various things too as well. They've also had a chance to go and highlight up a lot of other various features throughout the game, as we've seen like little bits and pieces of trailers and other various things highlighted on this too as well. I just thought it was really kind of cool of a chance to go and see a lot of these different types of features tied on in. And as well, obviously, when it comes to this stuff, it's just cool. Like, I like the UI, I like everything we're seeing, I'm liking the new brand new gameplay and a chance to showcase on. I just think that this game is looking very, very cool. Although, some folks are kind of on the iffy side. Some folks are either saying that they really, really like this in terms of there's a lot more movement. I am someone who's on that boat too as well. There also is apparently supposed to be another 4 minutes of gameplay coming out here soon with God of War from Game Informer too as well. So some folks are a little bit skeptical on it because they'd rather just see more. Some people are also asking for a pure, proper Sony state of play too as well. And I think a lot of folks have been seeing some stuff. And I do think this, with the combat definitely looking and being more faster and aggressive too as well, and new enemy types too, man, I think this will be fun. I kind of felt like God of War, the original one, was a little bit of a too tight of gameplay, where it didn't really do too much, and you're just kind of always felt like an immovable tree, which is good because you're Kratos. But at the same time, I do like these brand new things that are tied on into as well. So they do have a chance for different finishing moves. They have different types of runic abilities, possibly too as well. And a lot of folks are so excited. A lot of folks are really enjoying this agile side, myself included. That's why we went and highlighted this in the first place. But as well, it does seem like the animations are looking good, seeming good, vibing good, and everything that we've had a chance to see so far with this game is looking pretty solid. So what are your initial thoughts? Are you guys hyped up for it still? Do you guys want to go and see it? Are you guys excited? Because I'm pretty excited myself, and I can't wait for this game to finally come out after all this time, all this hype, and everything else. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the PS5 giveaway. We'll give you guys more God of War Ragnarok news as it comes on out, and also the general gaming news as well going on in the world. Twitter and Twitch streams down below if you guys want to follow, and all the other various Amazon Target links too as well. And thank you all for watching. Give your thoughts and comments down below.